target of Magnus. Australia roars, but it's going to go to Australia again. And Phoenix Lost wins the King Stand.
But he won't catch Elstrom. Elstrom coming away, but down under glory.
Hello and welcome to Australian Thoroughbreds. Coming up on the show, we profile one of the new players in Australian bloodstock, Newgate Farm, who will next season stand one of the most exciting sons of Fastnet Rock, Foxwedge. This being our final edition of the season, we'll also take a look back at who the leading sires were during the recently concluded Sydney Autumn Racing Carnival. But first, let's review what Australian-bred thoroughbreds have been doing not only on the local stage, but well beyond. In Singapore, the prestigious Aushorse Golden Horseshoe Series has been taking place over the past few months. This 7-race series is open to 2-year-old horses only. If a horse sold through an Australian sale wins the final, it qualifies for a lucrative bonus. Some of the notable performances in the series included Master King, which was victorious in the 3rd leg.
And now Jackpot starts to run on well, but 75 metres to go. It's Master King in front. He's got Jackpot who's pegging away at the margin, but it's Master King who wins on debut. A length and a half from Jackpot second.
The next 2 legs were won by New Zealand horses, which do not qualify for the Aushorse Series bonus. The 6th heat prior to the final went the way of Rising Empire, a horse that was pinhooked through the Inglis Melbourne yearling sale for $60,000.
He's got this one in the bank and he's starting to pull away. Rory and Salt Lake City fighting out 2nd and 3rd, but it's Rising Empire, a smart return, and he wins it by about 4 lengths.
The all-important Group 2 final was won by the Stephen Burridge-trained Pit Stop. A graduate of the Magic Millions National Yearling Sale, he became the first stakes winner for Aussie stallion Zazoo. The win was a welcome change of fortune for trainer Stephen Burridge, who 12 months earlier watched his pair Dark Matter and Awakened get edged out ever so narrowly by Mr Big in this race.
Stop, he's coming very quickly. Easy Man's in front, but Pit Stops joins in quickly on the outside. Easy Man, Pit Stop going to him. It's Easy Man just in front. Pit Stop tries to grab him and does. Pit Stop on the outside, noses out Easy Man.
Pit Stop's victory earned his Singapore owners a $135,000 bonus on top of the $325,000 winner's purse. Also in Singapore, Rocket Man might have been missing from the Chris Flyers sprint field this year due to injury, but earlier this campaign he won the Group 1 Lion City Cup over 1,200 metres. It was the Singapore champion's 20th win from 27 starts.
He races away, Rocket Man. He's still by 4 lengths over Addo. Better be the one runs on. Mr Big down the outside, but Rocket Man, he races away for his 4th straight Lion City Cup. He's won at 3, 4, 5 and now as a 6-year-old and he bolts in.
In New Zealand, Australian breds are continuing to win their fair share of stakes races. More than ready filly Oak Park recently tasted success in the listed Rotorua Stakes over 1,400 metres.
No excuse, Maggie, and behind these for Masminal. Fleur de Lune in front. Oak Park is lifting on the inside. Wider out to Nista. Fleur de Lune, Oak Park's and Nista's arriving late. Oak Park on the inside. Got the leader. Oh, gee, this is close.
She's now won 4 of her 12 starts. Magic Millions weanling sale graduate Platinum King, a colt by Magnus, notched up his 2nd win from 5 starts in the Champagne Stakes.
It's Gapolo, Reyes and Platinum Kingdom getting out of the pocket from behind the leaders. Keener Fair running in a little bit but making ground. Platinum Kingdom's gone to the lead. Keener Fair's coming after it. It's Platinum Kingdom in front. Keener Fair's a neck away and Platinum Kingdom won the Champagne. Has beaten Keener Fair. Scapolo's there for 3rd with Napatap finishing off well.
And Exceed and Excel gelding Hill of Gold added a listed race to his record in the Great Easter Handicap.
200 metres to go. Satara's in front, bit flat but kicking. Leads a length over Hill of Gold, then final touch. It's Satara. Hill of Gold's a neck away. Still Satara in front. Hill of Gold driving now. They hit it. Hill of Gold won it and has beaten Satara in 3rd as Tropical Punch appearing up on the inside.
Hill of Gold was sold at the Inglis Easter sale for $125,000. In South Africa, Amini was too good in the Greyville KRA Guineas at Group 2. Racing for Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Mukdam, the Group 1 winning pivotal filly has now won 4 of her 11 starts.
Then Bermuda's Loop, Amity trying to get into the fray. Beloved Betty further back on the outside, then Top Talent, but Reason to Believe and Felix the Cat on the outside. Beloved Betty is running a huge race. Amity down the inside is flying. Amity coming home best of all, and Amity has won the KRA Feliz Guineas from Reason to Believe.
And Oratorio colt Otimo looks an exciting prospect after recording his second career win in the Scottsville Kamazi Stakes at Group 2 over 1,200 metres.
Still Contador the leader, My Jelly Beans running on, Jade Bay, Otimo on the inside, Contador's drifting towards the middle of the track, and it's Contador the leader, Otimo on the inside with the white cap, Albert running on and Lion Eyes, Contador still hanging tough the last 50, Contador, oh it's close, Contador and Otimo, they hit the line as one.
You're watching Australian Thoroughbreds. There have been some interesting moves in Australian bloodstock of late, and the people behind it all are not your usual players. There are some fresh faces starting to wield influence in the industry down under, and they're pinning their hopes on a new stallion prospect to drive them to further success. Newgate Farm beat all the big farms to secure Foxwedge to stand this season, and with a top-class book of mares being sent to him in his first year, their high expectations of him look set to be vindicated. There's a new kid in town. Henry Field has not even reached the age of 30, and he's now at the helm of one of Australia's fastest growing and most dynamic bloodstock operations, the aptly named Newgate Farm. Field is no stranger to the industry, with a family background and long-standing involvement in the sport, on every level, from Randwick strapper to member of the esteemed Darley Flying Start program. During the past 2 years, he's been developing the Newgate operation, and in recent months they've started to make a serious impact on the local industry, particularly in the cutthroat stallion business. Much to the chagrin of some, Field and his team secured Foxwedge to headline the newly established Newgate Stallions.
We analysed a lot of horses, and SF Bloodstock, who I work closely with, has equity in a lot of horses around the world, Australia and New Zealand. And we took a view some time ago that Fastnet Rock was obviously the next super stallion of this part of the world. Really, Reduced Choice has done a fantastic job as a multiple champion sire. We see Fastnet Rock being a very dominant breed shaping stallion. And you know, we're quite big into studying statistics and patterns and trends. Looking at a horse like Danehill, who had 6 Australian Group 1 winning sprinters, every one of them was a very good stallion. Now Reduced Choice has had 3. You know, Group 1 Australian sprinters up to 1,200 metres. They include very exciting youngster size Stratum and Snitzel. So, you know, for us to get a horse of Foxwedge's ability, you know, high-level Group 1 sprinter, precocious 2-year-old, great 3-year-old that raced at the top level the whole way through. You know, from that perspective, we saw him as a no-brainer, and so you know, he was a great coup, and we're very excited about him.
I'm sure competition behind the scenes for him as a stallion was fierce,
yeah,
particularly with the big boys. They're pretty tough negotiators when it comes to securing horses of that calibre.
Absolutely, very, very tough, and there was, you know, virtually, I would say, with the exception of 1 or 2 farms in Australasia, the major farms was very hot competition for him. You know, being Fastnet Rock's highest rated son, and such an incredibly good physical specimen with that kicker of speed, he was being chased by everybody. Now, we're very, very fortunate from the point of view that Edmund Bateman saw going with the young operator, and probably the passion he saw on what we saw on the horse, as being a contributing factor to why he chose Newgate over the many operations there are in Australasia. We fought very hard to get the horse. We're very, very fortunate that the ownership partnership of the horse is outstanding. Some of the very, very best breeders in Australia and Australasia are partners in the horse, and it sets a very good foundation for Foxwedge, not only commercially over the first 4 years, but as a long-term proposition. So yeah, it was tough work, but we thank Edmund Bateman very, very much for the faith that he showed in us, and we hope to repay that to him many times over.
Foxwedge, a colt with a high profile and the highest rated son of burgeoning super sire Fastnet Rock, is the ideal horse to get the ball rolling as Newgate ventures into new territory.
Newgate Stallions is a division of Newgate Farm, and Foxwedge is obviously the first stallion. I don't think any farm could ever hope for a more exciting horse than Foxwedge as their first stallion. He really ticks every box, and Newgate Stallions has brought Tony Williams on in the last month, who's such a well-respected industry figure and such a great operator. And our plan is to organically develop the business over the next 5 years. Certainly, we want to stand horses in which we have complete conviction, both commercially for the breeder and with their longevity. We want to support them with very good mares, and that's really our objective. So, yeah, he's a wow. I mean, what more could you ask for on a horse? He just ticks every box.
At 1 million for him, I'm going to sell about.
Shortly after the Foxwedge coup, on day one of the 2012 Inglis Easter sale, Newgate was the first vendor to crack the $1 million mark with another son of Fastnet Rock.
At $1 million, is there any more? I cash him now at $1 million. Buys him, done, all done. Lovely colt at $1 million.
Consigned him for Robert McClure, who's a very good breeder in Victoria and a good friend of ours. Fastnet Rock colt, lovely horse, out of Michael Catrain, that Cool Moore bought, and we had a very nice more than ready colt out of Backwood and Moore that made 680,000 at the Gold Coast. And it's not about numbers, it's about selling product, selling quality, and I think the reality is in this, in the commercial marketplace that stands, that's the key. That really is the key, and so yeah, it's just trying to take a draft of horses or a crop harvest, as it may be, to yielding sales every year, and having the right product that people can bid up and buy with confidence, and have racehorses at the back end of it.
Newgate made headlines again shortly after Easter by announcing that they'd added another major force to their ranks. They successfully lured Tony Williams from his post at Magic Millions to head up the new arm of the business. A clever move deliberately designed to link experience and credibility with youth and vitality.
Henry's dynamic, and it's good for me now, and I suppose I can say, being in the bloodstock business a long time and getting a little older, it's great to have these young blokes with a lot of energy around you, and with a lot of knowledge for young people. And we're seeing this evident with Henry's success on Newgate so far, and with the acquisition of Foxwedge being the first stallion.
Williams is motivated by the prospects of Foxwedge, and like many behind the horse, acknowledges that a successful tilt at Royal Ascot next month is another important step towards a strong launch of his career at stud.
At this point in time, the sky's the limit with Fastnet Rock. Obviously, he's got 4 or 5 sons that have gone to stud. Foxwedge, of course, being the highest rated of those sons, and you know, Group 1 winning 3-year-old against older horses, of course beating Haylist, and performances in the Newmarket and the Lightning Stakes against your Black Caviars and Buff Rings and these tough old horses. It's a remarkable effort for a 3-year-old to be able to do that, and for him to come through after quite a good campaign and win the race at Moonee Valley and beat Haylist like he did was quite a feat.
And there could be more to come on the international stage, you hope?
That'd be icing on the cake, wouldn't it, if he could go to Royal Ascot and win there. We're very hopeful, and according to John O'Shea, all's going well with Foxwedge, and we're really excited about the next 4 or 5 weeks with Foxwedge, and of course it would be awesome, so to speak, if you could go there and do that, and would really make the horse.
Tony Williams is only a few weeks into his new role, and he's already embraced the culture of Newgate.
Integrity and consistency is one thing that we're going to really push here at Newgate Stallions, and we've got a young team and a good team of fellas coming through, and I'm in my 50s now. They'll probably keep me going for another 10 years.
They're setting a cracking pace.
Oh, they are. They'll keep me young.
So a racehorse, they'd be declared as a bold front runner.
Yeah, but I might come home over the top.
Newgate will continue to evolve over the coming months in preparation for the arrival of its new equine recruit. Facilities are being totally upgraded with longer-term plans to expand.
We're undergoing a reconstruction of a stadium facility here. It hasn't been used for 10 years, since I think Hurricane Sky was the last day in to stand here. And that's it's if you're going to do it, you do it properly. And we're busy working away, getting everything perfectly set for when Foxwedge arrives. So yeah, it's busy times, and it's been busy, I suppose, since we started the business 2 years ago. It's doing things right and dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and you know, we're looking really forward to it.
Welcome back. With the Sydney Autumn Carnival now over for another year, we thought it would be fitting to look back at the major results and who the main stallion players were. In total, 67 stakes races will run in Sydney from early March right through until the end of April, and a variety of stallions tasted success. Let's see how they fared. This autumn we were so blinded by the dominance of new super sire Fastnet Rock's progeny on the track that by the end of the carnival, you could have easily reached the conclusion that it was the pride of Coolmore who finished on top of the sires list with the most stakes winners. Well, he didn't. It was one of the giant sleepers in the Aussie stallion ranks, More Than Ready, who was the most prolific in the winner's circle of the major races this year. The Vinery stallion produced 7 stakes winners, 2 of his best representatives, More Joyous and Sama Ready, 2 horses that epitomised the extraordinary dominance of mares and fillies during this year's carnival.
Shootout's running on. It's More Joyous in the middle of the track. She's in front, and this mighty mare, More Joyous, goes on to win it from Shootout. Jose's in a photo for third with Happy Trails and Zero.
Following her stunning win in the country's most coveted mile handicap, More Joyous took to the Group 1 stage again.
But over the last 200 metres, More Joyous is clear. She's in front. Oh, we should never have doubted her. More Joyous is going down to the post to win the Queen Elizabeth in a canter. Managar second, Secret Admirer third.
Whilst More Joyous mixed it with the big guns at the business end of the carnival, 2-year-old star Sama Ready had already done her thing against her own age. After winning the most prized title in Victoria, the Blue Diamond, she travelled north and proved her mettle.
It's Samaretti on the outside and Snitzelland fighting it out. Sousa's made up some ground in the middle. Samaretti on the outside starts to assert her superiority. She races away the last little bit and she goes on to win it. Samaretti beat Sousa. Maydung, I think, got third.
Ashokan was the other 2-year-old star for More Than Ready. Over the carnival, the colt reiterated the stallion's prowess in the juvenile ranks.
It's Ashokan and Collect. Raceway looks to be struggling to get them, and Ashokan fought back strongly on the inside, beat off Collect and is too good. Ashokan won it from either Raceway or Collect in a photo.
The most dominant 2-year-old colt of the entire autumn was Piero, a son of Lonhro. Not one horse could beat him, and he joined an elite band of horses to win the Triple Crown.
Piero chasing it down along the inside, and then Raceway followed by Ashokan. Samaritti's making ground late. It's Piero coming after Stitzerland. Piero drove through, took the lead in the slipper. Gate holes months ago, and Piero won it from Stitzerland and Samaritti. Now Piero's coming fast down the outside, and All Too Hard is running on as well in lines, but Piero, this little bulldog, raced up and hit the lead. The unbeaten colt's in front. He's out in advance of All Too Hard, and Piero does it again. Piero beat All Too Hard, but now Piero strides up on the outside, gets the better at Tatra and races away, accelerated strongly. Then Dear Demi, but it's Piero going for the Triple Crown. He's got it. He's going to join an elite group and remain undefeated, and Piero goes down to beat Dear Demi. Tatra got third.
Thanks to Piero's 5 stakes wins, Lonhro's overall tally jumped to a total of 6. His only other stakes winner was Celts. Now we come to Fastnet Rock. Like More Than Ready, his best performers were of the fairer sex. Atlantic Jewel burst onto the scene late in the carnival. She made an awesome return from injury in the Sapphire Stakes, and then went on to beat some big names in the Group 1 All-Age Stakes.
Atlantic Jewel moving up to Rain Affair. She's got a head in front. She's about a half a length on Rain Affair. Not much in the tank, but she'll get home. Atlantic Jewel beat Rain Affair.
Another 3-year-old filly that took Fastnet Rock to the Group 1 podium was Machine. She staked her first claim in the Randwick Guineas.
Laser Hawk on the outside. Machine's going to come with a late rush. Zedcom fights back. Machine dives on the outside and wins it. Machine came from nowhere.
And then after a dangerous game of cat and mouse employed by her jockey, she snared another major, the Group 1 Vinery Stud Stakes.
Machine is well clear. She's starting to put in a few short ones, but she's got a big enough break. Oh, he sits up late. Streamer's diving, but Machine just got there.
On top of all the other success he's had around the country, Fastnet Rock's 5 stakes win over the Sydney Carnival propelled him to his most successful racing season yet. He's now produced a total of 10 Group 1 winners and is hurtling towards his first Sires Championship. Thanks to the deeds of 3 individual horses, High Chaparral enjoyed a good carnival. Shootout earned him a Group 1 in the Chipping Norton Stakes, and the Gay Waterhouse-trained Western Symbol allowed him to bookend the carnival with stakes winners.
Herculean Prince fights back along the inside. It's Western Symbol and Herculean Prince. Western Symbol's got his head in front. He wins a tough win.
Rounding out the top 5 stallions of the carnival were Hussein and Snippet Son. The pair each finished with 3 stakes winners. Hussein's daughter, Colorado Claire, looks one of the most exciting of those as she continues to build an imposing record.
But it's Colorado Claire hanging on as they draw to the line, and Colorado Claire won it from Rekindled Alliance.
And Snippet Son made his way into the stakes winners circle with Nobby Snip.
But Nobby Snip's hanging on, and Nobby Snip beat Niagara. Aerobatics got third.
Other notable performers during the carnival were Linamix, Mossman and Artie Schiller. Until the recent carnival, Linamix was not a household name in the breeding game down under, but he is now, thanks to the efforts of one of the world's most improved racehorses, Managar.
But Managar hasn't Moody turned him around. Managar races away, and Managar beat American Drunken Sailor third.
It was also a significant carnival for Mossman, who got his first Group 1 winner in the Coolmore Classic.
Going to it late, they hit it. Of course I can. Has just won it from Secret Admirer and King's Rose.
Artie Schiller, who joins the Emirates Park roster this season, nailed his first Group 1 in Australia with Laser Hawk.
It's Laser Hawk in front from Ocean Park and Silent Achiever as they draw to the line. Laser Hawk for Gay.
So how did some of the big stallion names fare this carnival? Encosta de Lago posted 2 stakes wins, one of them in an upset caused by Polish Knight. Redute's Choice also finished up with 2 stakes winners, and courtesy of the recently retired Master of Design, posted an all-important Group 1. Redute's Choice's most successful stallion son so far, Stratum, kept the family in Group 1 company with Streamer. A long list of sires recorded one stakes winner each for the Carnival, and joining that group for the first time at this level of racing was Casino Prince. Black Caviar's 2-year-old half-brother, All Too Hard, has certainly boosted the Patnack Stallion's credentials.
And All Too Hard in the centre of the track has collared them now very quickly. He's rushed to the front and under hands and heels riding. He's starting to drive clear with about 100 metres to go. Dunn's put the brakes on here and he'll canter in.
And that's all we've got time for on this final edition of Australian Thoroughbreds. I hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, take care and may you have many winners.
Australia roars, but it's going to go to Australia again, and Phoenix Lost wins the King Stand. But he won't catch Elstrom. Elstrom coming away, but down.